be honest. There we go. Okay. I know why. I now know why my streams were having some lagging issues. There we go. Ugh, stupid me. Stupid me. You know, Lithuania, we're not in Lithuania. But now I'm going to tell you guys that we now have a better connection. I couldn't understand why I was having OBS connection and disconnection issues. I basically should not be using a VPN when I am trying to live stream. Because Proton VPN is what I use. I'll probably get NordVPN at some point anyway. So now we shouldn't have any connection issues. It's one of those things that maybe if I paid for a premium. No, I figured out why I'm always having this, trying to connect and then disconnect. I found out why. Proton. But anyway, yeah, I would recommend that if you're going to live stream, you probably might want to get a better VPN than what I would recommend. I only use the Proton VPN for free because I don't have money, I don't have the funds. If I did, I would have better internet. I would probably have a better VPN than what I'm using now, that I could just consistently just live stream with. Luckily, I figured out why. I need to figure out a way to turn off Proton. I need to have it just be as something that if I need access to something, I can't get access to. Because I go... I wish we could have like a little bit like turn on cab light, like just have some immersion into the game. Like I'm just saying, like we should be able to have like cab lights in our vehicles on these modern ones. So I want to be a little bit under the... Yeah. I know what I'm doing. Not really. Hold on, guys. We're gonna do a thing. I'm gonna do a thing real quick before we continue on. Yeah, there we go. I'm like, why? Why? I needed to fix that. Because I can auto launch it when I want to, and I can utilize utilize it. But if there but to be honest, if I had to pick one if I had to pick one country, one VPN that I would use, personally, I'd pick Nord over Proton anyways, because, to be honest, the whole reason why I would pick Nord is because I would sign up through, I'd sign up through one of my favorite YouTubers, affiliate links, and, help him out a little bit, so you can get some cash back on it, so you can get some actually better help, and stuff, because I love to use, VPNs anyways, because it's not that I don't want to use it for having access to certain content. Pretty much, I would still try to stay connected to the United States and still follow United States laws and things. But I just use it for more of trying to connect to, like, say, Washington or a blue state rather than connecting to a red state. Because, to be honest, like, I just and I could still have access to a lot of the things that I do. Um, eventually, like I that's what I would do is if I could, I would actually build a VPN myself that has basically where it's a blue versus a red state kind of mentality, or a state that has hopefully maybe we can go this way, go across, unless they have that blocked off too, because in real life, if there was like that kind of delay, you'd let your person know that, hey, we're gonna be a little bit late, because of like a crash, so we just let them know that we're gonna be late, and that's the easiest thing to do. But anyway, a couple other things that I really wanted to. I know it's getting into talking about Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we had all this issue. But one of the things that I wanted to share with you guys about Marjorie Taylor Greene was that she ended up quitting. Basically, Georgia's going to get a Democrat now, because it's going to become to this point that she's quitting on 2026. She's quitting January, and I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, because of a few things that she didn't like about Trump. Like, if you're against Trump on anything, he's going after you. And I'm gonna tell you that I'm against anybody. I'm not against a lot of people, but I'm against Trump and anti-trans people. It's weird. Why does... Oh. Okay. But I only use Proton, like, to be honest, like, the only thing I use is Proton, because Proton's the only other place that I use for that. If I wanted to have access to certain website that basically is a legal website to use. It's been illegal for however many years that it's been around, and now they're just starting around to get around to this stupid thing where you want to have access to this content, to this website, and it's a Canadian website, not an American website, and it's pretty much basically they're kind of complying, but it's like, why? It's like, you're not an American, you don't have to comply. If you're not in America, you don't have to comply to their rigors. You have to comply with Canada, but you don't have to comply with America. If you live in if your website's in a country, you do not have to comply with the laws in America, unless and I'm saying that because that's the whole point on a lot of these things. Whoops, we're really. I don't need to really turn over, so go to the left lane. But how much do we got left on it? It's not much left, so we'll be able to finish it for the day. But it's just really, like, why? Like, why are you, like, you are so, and the site that I'm talking about, guys, is necessarily an 18+ site, but it's one of those things where it's like, are you really trying to protect children? No, you're not. You're basically just taking it away for adults who have rights to use that site. You're taking it away from it, and basically all you're doing is you're really pushing kids to go to more. If kids are going to access this content, you're just pushing them to. I don't want to hold those guys up. Let them go through. I don't want to sit here and say, look, I'm like, yeah, I'm going the wrong way. But I made a mistake. And I'm just like, you want to protect kids, and you want to have kids. Why don't you start at the router base instead of starting at Why don't you start at a router base and start actually filtering it out that way? You can filter it out, making sure that there are parental controls that you can put them inside these boxes that people can basically get these parental controls set up really easily, so that these parents have more self-control and making sure that works. Because if you don't, I just forgot I gotta worry about right turning sometimes. Okay, I didn't realize that was a two-way lane, but whatever. But it's like you can always protect yourself. From having access to it if you just use proper planning and proper care on. Really? I was not paying attention. But you can do proper planning, proper care if if these parents, and it should not be the government's decision to make these decisions. Like kudos to Marjorie Taylor Greene for at least trying to make better on her decisions and making better on her choices. You know, and standing up for freedom. At least she's trying to be a little bit better about it. But she's got a long way to get people back on her side, and to bring a little bit of people with her. But like the technology, it's like we have technology on Windows to prevent kids from having access to it. If a child has access to this content, it is their own. It is the parents' fault, and you should not be controlling that for it. Controlling people to have access to adult content or access to any content is a lick on the parents. It's a lick on the provider of the place that they go to. Like, trust me. I wonder... on a lot of things, but... it's like... but it's like you have to be more willing to take care of your kids and being more proactive about it. It's like if you're 60 years old, okay, a lot of people in their 60s do not know a lot about these parental controls built into Windows, built into these things. There are a lot of people that don't. Like, if you're gonna give your child access to this, set up that 1.1.1.1. like that Cloudflare, but instead of putting the 1, put the 3 in it. Like your kids aren't gonna really know a lot about that. Parental controls. We'll take this performance forks. Just because we have a little bit of extra time. But it's like the technology that we have. Okay, I'm gonna check my sightlines here. I know I'm just checking them from there, from the camera view, because in a game like this you can do that. It's really a lot there, but it's like you have many tools out there to do it, and I'll tell you, like back in the day, like, okay, you send your notification, like this is the one thing that, oh hey, I went accessing to this website as a kid through Norton, like okay, I went access the website that that basically that's not gonna stop a child. Now if you have a tech savvy child, your tech savvy child's gonna get around it anyway. They're gonna find ways to get around it because they because they know how to get around a lot of things. But if you have tech savvy children, that basically you slowly learn and you slowly let them grow up and slowly become following. It's like, yeah, you learn. Like, a lot of parents, the whole point of all of this is that parents aren't willing to police their children, aren't willing to take care of their children. And it's not, and it shouldn't be the government's fault. Government shouldn't step in because a parent it can't do their job. That's the whole problem. A government shouldn't have to be there on a daily basis for it. Like, I'm seriously, like, hate when governments try to step in and try to fix these issues. I hate when governments try to say, hey, you can't do this because your child, you can't let you, like, standing in there and let your child not have access to puberty blockers or transgender care because that child doesn't know better. Like, and it's like, okay, but then you don't know anything about that child. First off, you don't know anything about any of those issues. Now, I know it says Call of Duty Black Ops 6, guys, but I had some issues trying to get OBS to work, and I realized it's my VPN, so just be aware of that. That I forgot to change it, and I'm not gonna change it now. I'm almost done for the day anyway. I'm not gonna sit there and try to change it. The only place that it got fixed, that I got right, was YouTube. But I can do this on. But I can do this through. Hold on. But I can do this through Trovo, though. At least the description, the title for it, guys, is a lot better. For you, if you're not watching there, but we do have some, like I said, we do have a little bit of some updates to. I could update there. On my Trovo. The title's right, guys, for TikTok. It's just not right for the game. I'm not gonna sit there and try to change that and just end of the stream right away. Thanks, Sam, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you, guys. Remember, if you guys are enjoying yourselves today, remember to hit that follow. Hitting that follow on TikTok and Trovo is going to be absolutely your bestest way to get access. I know a lot of people who have TikTok and YouTube probably. I don't have a lot of. I'm not on every stinking social media platform, but I am on a lot of the major ones, except for stinking Elon's platform and Trump's platform. I will never step into any of those platforms because I guarantee you, if I step onto okay, we are running out of fuel. Do we have? We do have one back that way. That way. So here's what I'm going to do. I know I'm running out of fuel. So I'm gonna try to do a UE here. Glad I'm almost running out of fuel, but and then we can gather gas here, and then we'll go back and gather. And we'll go back this way. Tired. So yeah, I don't have, like I said, I don't have a lot of graphical issues. I feel like it could be that that I never had graphical issues when I installed ProMods, just ProMods itself, which might be what we do with this game. And just start removing a lot of the other things, but because ProMods is just one of those things that I like. Yeah, we got 6 hours. We're gonna be cutting it close, hopefully. But anyway, and then the other thing is that Trump is having a meltdown a little bit, I guess. Because a lot of things are not going his way, because not only a lot of the people that followed him are thinking about quitting. And I'm like, okay, something's up. on a lot of things, and there's relatively a lot of things going on, um, you know, with that, and it's like, China wants Taiwan, and Trump's basically like, they're not like that. They want to buy some. We'll buy your soybeans if we can have Taiwan, and I'm like, I would absolutely say no. And I would also find that if you're selling China, I would pretty much basically say no. And Japan's thinking about getting into that issue. I'm just gonna keep on the 90 speed limit. Cause like, we're a little bit. There's like nobody in front of me, anybody behind me is just gonna have to really figure things out, but it's like I'm pretty sure Trump is like really um 4-hour trip time though, actually. I actually realized I won't have time to finish it. To finish it in time for today, but I will tell you this, that and the thing is there's this thing that I wanted to really talk about as well, that's not mentioned in the title of the Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we talked about how Trump is having a meltdown because of all these, and I'm pretty sure he's like getting pissed off that people aren't following him, people aren't really wanting to listen to him, and he's probably getting angry. He's getting more angry because he's basically going to remove Somalian protective status here in America. And I'm like, really? You're an idiot. Like, Trump is just more of becoming an idiot every day, and and I'm going to tell you, I'm glad that gay marriage is still protected though for now. But trans care is not protected in New Zealand though for children. It really saddens me to see that go on. I'm not somebody that goes out there and say, look, you're in Taiwan, or not Taiwan, but New Zealand. It's like you're lose. Like, I'm not gonna go and visit some of these places that have anti-LGBTQ rhetoric and anti-LGBTQ stuff are places I will not go and visit or live, because if you're gonna stop there for not wanting to allow kids to have certain directive care, it's like you don't know anything about trans care. If you have not gone to a doctor that knows how to take care of trans people, you have not listened to doctors that you only mention the cast. You only want to mention the cast. I can do this. There's nobody here. They're for you. They only mentioned the cast review, and the cast reviews basically has just gotten rid of a lot of false narratives. They're putting out false narratives on it. They don't look into that there is conflicting evidence on the trans care for children and the trans care for adults even, because it saves lives. I'm literally like, I know that the biggest thing is it saves a lot of people's lives. There are a lot of people out there that are happen to be intersex, that happen to have the X, happen to have like these chromosomes that are not that are that both body parts, but then they get put into a bucket as being a female or being a male, but they put that into that bucket, and then you look at the intersex person, they have the XX chromosome but they were male, and it's like so now you have to really so now you're really basically just saying, oh well, this person, but you don't understand intersex, you don't understand the chromosomal types out there. There are multiple chromosomal types that I didn't even know existed until I was like, oh, okay, like these chromosomal types exist for a good reason. They're like, there are people out there that will believe that chromosomes are your, like, everybody's gonna have, like, I guarantee there's gonna be some woman out there that's gonna get rage baited because they have this XY chromosome, and they're gonna get what? But nothing. You can't play sports now. You can't be playing sports anymore because they're going based on XY chromosome. They do. Thanks, Moldy Matt, for joining the TikTok live. And they don't. And it's like, I understand when it comes to, when it comes to some things, like if you transitioned before first puberty, you should be allowed to play sports at any age at that point. I'm just saying that because there's going to be that bone density in the bone, and a lot of things that are going to be that way. I would say that only for if you have transitioned later, second puberty, not first puberty. And things. So it's one of those things where they don't care, they don't seem to really listen on it. Now, but it's one of those things that, sorry, I guess I was thinking about what it's going to have for supper. I haven't decided what I really want. It's 5:30, I need to be thinking about it. But anyway, there's this thing that, you know, why... Where am I at anyway? Because I might just say go back to just using pro mods as a basis for it, because I don't think I could just remove a lot of it and just go with pro mods, because pro mods, all it is just, I never had any issues with it with pro mods. I've been using Linux for years. I've been using Linux for a while, and I hadn't had any issues until 1.56. So I don't know what's going on. I don't have this issue in American Truck. I think it's just having a lot to do with um um I wonder if there is this thing where I don't understand why they don't have a Linux they don't detect your OS and say that there's a Linux based version, because there is, and why we can't use the Linux version of this game than using the Windows version. I don't know why they haven't supported the Linux version. I think they need to come back and support it. And make it so that, hey, there's a Linux branch, like you can select the Windows with a Linux branch on it. When you install the game, they should say, hey, do you want to use the Windows with a Linux branch? And I think you can install the Linux branch and you wouldn't have any, you can do that. Because I never had any issues with pro mods, just having pro mods on here. So I don't know. I never had any issues in 1.55. I only had issues in 1.56. So I might just uninstall everything and just put pro mods in and just go with that for now. I think it just might be a better option just to use pro mods for this game and use all the mods in ATS for the other one, because it's like, why should I sit down and be utilizing a whole bunch of mods that just might end up breaking my game, to be honest. Because I didn't see it in as much in the first one as I do now. So I'm wondering if it's just some sort of these mods that I think it's just having too many mods. I really don't care right now. Because it's only when I travel between countries, I think, that really happens. Yeah, where are we at for travel time? We should see where we end up here, though. And it's just really, to be frank, it's like, when it comes to LGBTQ and it comes to things, a lot of people don't quite understand it, and it's gonna take time for a lot of people to understand a trans person. But but it shouldn't be. You shouldn't take this long to understand somebody. A trans person is 9 times out of 10, a trans person isn't gonna harm you. There is an occasional time where a trans person happens to do something wrong. But anyway, it's just, I'm sorry, I got myself distracted a little bit because I'm still figuring out why I'm still experiencing it. If anybody has any clue on how to fix it, it's greatly appreciated. On that issue. Normally I didn't have this issue with pro mods. I had the issue with having issues with a lot of these other modifications. So I'm pretty sure modifying Linux is difficult. Difficult, but we are getting somewhere. Alright, guys. Alright, let's save our game. Today is the 24th, so it's live 20. No, it's live 11/24/2025. Yeah, I'm just really grateful for this game. But anyway, if you guys would like to see a lot more content from me, I will be on probably sometime between 10 and 10:30 tonight, maybe 11 at the latest. So if you guys would like to see it, make sure you guys are absolutely so So if you guys would like to see that, for tonight we're going to get into probably a little bit of Call of Duty, but we do need to get into Fortnite at least, because, we'll do Call of Duty tonight, and some Fortnite, tonight, because I got a couple other things going on tonight as well. But then on Tuesday this week, we typically Night streams, guys, are typically American, are typically typically Fortnite or Call of Duty right now. Um, so, anyway, I will catch you guys, later, to, for that, make sure you guys are followed here on TikTok and Trovo. It's free to do so. Um, if you are not subscribed on, YouTube, you should probably subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell notification, because if you don't, then you're gonna have some troubles. I'm not getting notified when I do go live. Um, so anyway, the other thing I'm going to tell you is, we'll be back at this again tomorrow, driving Euro Truck tomorrow afternoon, playing, hopefully tomorrow afternoon, maybe. Maybe I won't be on right away, though. We'll see how things go. I was supposed to, how did I miss a notification earlier? Anyway,